Hello, today I am talking about the top 5 reasons why people are leaving Washington State. This is not my usual background. I know I am filming this from my office because summer break is not over yet and my kids are all home. Okay, so why are people moving away from Washington? Most of these reasons in this top 5 list are not applicable here in Clark County. You're going to see as I get towards the end that more of them are specific to the larger metro areas of Washington, such as Seattle and Tacoma. Reason number 1, weather. Overall, the Northwest is blessed with a mild climate. It's not too hot, it's not too cold. We're not covered in snow all winter, and while we do heat up in the summer, it's not like we have 100-degree days all of the time. It's definitely not over 100 all summer long like in Arizona. It's really the gray and the rain that seems to get to people. Those moving away from Washington State cited the weather as one of the main reasons for their departure. November through March are pretty bleak months, and not everyone is cut out for enduring the long winters. The allure of moving to a sunshine state is pretty enticing. Personally, I've seen at least a dozen friends and acquaintances in the last year, like, families of kids that go to school with my kids, moving to more sunny states like Arizona and Florida. Reason number 2, cost of living and home prices. My husband and I moved out of the Seattle area in 2012 for a variety of reasons. The primary one was being closer to family, but another big factor was that the cost of living in Seattle was already too high for us at that time. We were able to move to Vancouver and buy our first home for just $239,000. In fact, in 2012, the median home price in Washington was only $236,000. In 2016, it was up to $315,000. As of 2021, it's up to $560,000. From 2020 to 2021, home prices went up by over 23%. Here in Clark County, the average sales price is now $585,000. 1 year ago, it was $509,000. 5 years ago, in 2017, the average sales price was only $348,000. So it's just going up and up and up. That's pricing a lot of people out of the market. Our home prices really are a deciding factor for many people, especially those who bought their homes like 5 to 10 years ago and they want to move up, right? They're ready for the next level house. They want a larger house or they want a house on more property. Many of them would need to double or triple their mortgage payment just to get into the next home. And they're just unwilling to do that. Then when they start Googling less expensive places to live and all of a sudden they're moving out of state to get what they want. I have lost quite a few buyers this year who are choosing to move to Tennessee or Texas or Idaho because of cost of living. Renters are also in a place where they feel stuck. The average price of a 1-bedroom apartment in Vancouver is $1,465 a month. That is 13% higher than 1 year ago. The average rent for a 3-bedroom apartment is $2,295, which is 5% higher than compared to the previous year. Reason number 3, this is a fun one, politics. We are all seeing a growing political divide in this country, and COVID restrictions seem to really spark many people to make up their mind about staying in Washington or leaving. And I know this is a touchy subject for a lot of people, but if you're planning on living in Washington, then you might as well be well informed. Washington's mask mandates and lengthy public school closure really ticked off some people. Enough so that they decided to move to red states that stayed open. On the other hand, I've had many clients moving into this area this past year who were unhappy with the way that their more conservative home states handled COVID and wanted to settle in an area where they felt things were being handled how they wanted them to be handled. So there's really 2 sides to every coin, right? Another hot topic in politics here in Washington, especially for parents, is the R90 sex ed bill that passed. Honestly, that was a deal breaker for some parents who then felt like they couldn't use the public school system. And then on the other side of the coin, other parents felt like it's not a big deal leaving their kids in public school. So it's really just all a matter of personal preference. But I'm definitely seeing people choosing to move out of the state or into this state based on their political leanings. The great thing about this country is that we all get to have our own opinion on these things and that we have the opportunity to choose where to live. Reason number 4, traffic. And this is mostly Seattle, Tacoma, Olympia areas. When my husband and I decided to leave Seattle, traffic was another main reason to go. We lived in Bellevue that last year that we were up north, and my husband worked in Woodinville. So on Lake Washington, Bellevue's kind of in the middle. He worked in Woodinville up north, and I was in Tukwila at the south end of the lake. And on any given day, some days, if no traffic, 15-20 minutes to get to work. However, if you left too late, it would take us 45 minutes to over an hour to get home. It was pretty awful. We felt very trapped after 2 p.m. because the roads would be just so congested that it just absolutely wasn't even worth driving anywhere to be stuck on the roads. for an hour or two. And I can't imagine what the traffic is like up there now, 10 years later, with how much growth that they have experienced. Driving down to see my family in Vancouver when I was living in Seattle, that was always kind of a gamble as well. Without traffic, it was a very easy 2.5-hour drive, but if you hit traffic at JBLM, which is the Joint Base Lewis McChord, then you were basically screwed, and it might take 5 hours. I recently went with my in-laws to check out a community in the Lake Tapps area, or no, that's wrong, Bonnie Lake area, and we got stuck in traffic on the way back down, and it took us 5 hours to get home. So in my own personal opinion, that's just not worth it. Quality of life matters, and being able to run errands or move just freely about the county is important to me. Luckily, here in Vancouver, our traffic is not so bad. We do get congested at peak traffic times when lots of people are like going to work or coming home, but overall we have it pretty good. The freeways into and out of Portland do get backed up, and if you are driving through rush hour in Portland, like that can be a nightmare. So just follow my advice and do whatever you need to do to just not go to Portland. That's how I live my life, and that's a recommendation I have for all of you. Reason number 5, homelessness, mostly again in the Seattle area. Homelessness is a growing problem in Seattle and also in Portland. As the problem grows, it impacts economic activity as people feel less comfortable shopping in downtown areas. The effect that it has on parks, playgrounds, and sidewalks, it's a problem. And many citizens are upset that they can't use public property and parks because of homeless encampments. This was a growing problem while I was living in Seattle, 2004 through 2012, and it's a problem that has only gotten worse since then. Portland's homeless population has grown in the past few years, and it seems like the government doesn't have a good, solid plan on like how to handle it and how to help these people like get back into housing. Being understaffed obviously doesn't help. Honestly, it is impacting public safety and home values. I just read an article about a tree house that was built behind a family's home in Portland, and it's a pretty scary living situation, and I feel very bad for those homeowners. It's not like you can just sell the house at that point and move. And I did put a link below in the description to that article. Luckily, we are not seeing as much homelessness here in Vancouver as there is in Seattle and Portland, but it is coming in, and it's something that you should definitely be aware of. All right, so thank you for watching my top 5 reasons that people are leaving Washington State. Let me know if you have any questions. And of course, hit that link to subscribe and turn the bell on for notifications. And if you want to talk about your home search or moving to this area, just reach out to me. Really, calling me is the best way to get a hold of me. I get a lot of emails, and sometimes if it gets too far down, I just miss it. So give me a call, shoot me a text. Hope to connect soon.